Hey guys, Dan here with the first of, I don't know, maybe many episodes here on the channel about The Masked Singer. I've talked about my love for this show recently as we did the best and worst TV of the decade. This is like one of the reality shows that I am so into, and in season two, like I kept a notebook and was like, talking to my brother and some of my friends like every week, who do you think it is, going over the clues and everything. So I thought, you know what, I don't know. I keep this notebook, and the premiere was tonight after the Super Bowl, so I just thought, I don't know, why not make it a video, and if it's, something that I feel like doing every week, maybe I'll do one every week and sort of just go over everything and what I think and what I've been, talking to people about. I don't know. But I love this show. I'm into it. And I used to, really get super into American Idol like this as well, which I auditioned for, by the way, like years and years and years and years ago. It was the year Carrie Underwood won, so don't think I would have had much of a chance anyway. But either way, I didn't make the cut on the show. But I used to have, deep conversations with people about Idol and, oh my gosh, who do you think's going to win? Who are we going to vote for? But this guessing game, I love a good mystery. And I don't watch a lot of reality television. I really don't. But when something like this comes around that just makes people kind of talk and some, water cooler stuff, I'm on board. So I thought, why not just sort of do a little video about it. I don't think these are going to be super long. I think I'm just going to kind of get in and get out with, some of the clues for each person and who I think it is, who the panel thought it was, and what have you. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments, if I'm crazy, if I'm on the right track, you think, who knows. But so this is the season 3 premiere was tonight, and the panel on the show is a little bit odd. Tonight's special guest was Jamie Foxx, who I totally thought was the Fox last year. Wayne Brady ended up being the Fox, but I think a lot of people had it kind of down to one or the other. I was in the Jamie Foxx camp, totally wrong. But I've gotten a few of these, so we'll see how it goes. So they've got different groups now. I think they're going to have 3 different groups total, and Group A sang tonight, and then apparently are also, the remaining 5 are going to be back on Wednesday to, I guess, dwindle down maybe even more. But so we had the White Tiger, the Turtle, the Llama. Those are all guys so far. Miss Monster, who's a female, and then Robot is a man, and then Kangaroo is also a female. So, first of all, I want to show you my notebook. It's the green army man from Toy Story. So that's, cool into itself. But, so I've got these, last season I just wrote it on like a little notepad, but I kept running out of room for the people that were on the show a while. So I thought I'm going to do, a whole grid in an entire notebook this time. So, okay, let's start with the White Tiger. So, there was some sort of like Egyptian or pyramid or pharaoh type theme to the clue package. There was an award for the clam shucking champion. So we're thinking maybe somebody from the New England area, obviously, famous for clam chowder. Very tall person, and at the beginning of the pack, or at the beginning of the show, I should say, Nick Cannon told us that the performers just from these 6 have been part of 9 Super Bowls total. Now, that could mean halftime show, that could mean singing the national anthem, but it could also mean, obviously, playing football. So, this may be a football player, a New England Patriot. I don't know too many specifics on that. One thing that stuck out to me, though, about the package as well was the number 5-3. It had like an audition thing, an audition for the Masked Singer on, 5/3, as in, I take that to mean May the 3rd. I got kind of into the numerology stuff in the clue packages last year, and it led me to a couple of correct guesses because of birthdays. So I don't know, maybe somebody who has a May 3rd birthday, or maybe if they've been, is there anybody that's been to 8 Super Bowls? Maybe they have a 5-3 record at the Super Bowl. I don't know. That seems like a lot of wins at a Super Bowl. But anyway, so they sang Ice Ice Baby. I don't really have any clear guesses for this, but I think it is a football player. I think it's possibly somebody from the New England Patriots. And the panel was kind of saying something along those lines as well. So I don't have an exact name for White Tiger, but that's sort of the direction I'm going with him. All right, up next was Turtle. And this was a dude as well. Some of the things in the clue package, there was a surfboard. He said that when it was a track and field motif, and he said when he was first coming out, he was surrounded by other hungry newcomers that all sort of fell by the wayside. Others, have fizzled out, he said. He did mention Step by Step, which I picked up on right away, and Robin Thicke picked up on it as well. And then there was something towards the end of the package about cooking burgers, which I thought, and then Jenny McCarthy echoed my sentiments as well about the whole Wahlburgers thing. Step by Step is a New Kids on the Block song. Donnie Wahlberg was in the Wahlburgers, and part of that whole thing. Of course, he's married to Jenny McCarthy. She was like, it's definitely not Donnie, but it might be somebody that we know. So I was thinking actually who Robin Thicke guessed, which is Joey McIntyre. I've seen New Kids on the Block perform, and I've seen Jordan Knight perform solo. I don't think it's Jordan Knight, because I think of the 5 New Kids, Jordan has the strongest voice, and the voice here was good but not amazing. He sang Kiss from a Rose by Seal. He did like a nice little boy band type run at the end, so I thought, okay, that could be definitely boy bandy for sure. And the panel was kind of all over that. But the Step by Step was the thing that stuck out to me, so I'm glad Robin had mentioned that. So I think that is Joey McIntyre right off the bat. Up next we have the Llama. And by the way, the panel, if you're watching this video, I assume you watched the show, but you got Robin Thicke, Jenny McCarthy, Ken Jeong, who's always wrong about everything, and then Nicole Scherzinger, who also seems to be wrong a lot, but she's gotten a couple right in the first couple seasons, so that's who I'm referring to when I talk about the panel. But all right, so the Llama is next, another dude. His package was all about being a DJ, and it said 23.3. Was sort of like the radio dial, even though that's not a real frequency, but it's kind of what it said. So again with the numbers, so that kind of stuck out to me. 23.3 could mean many things. If we're going back to birthdays, if we reverse it, it could be March the 23rd, which would be how you would read a birthday, like in the UK or something, so it could be somebody foreign. There was a Buddha that was on the DJ stand that I sort of noticed. I don't know if that has something specifically to do with this person being a Buddhist. The album that they showed was Sounds of Seattle, so it could be somebody not from a foreign country at all. It could be somebody from Seattle. And then there was Ace and Jack of Spades cards. So that would be Blackjack, 21, Ace of Spades. I think it was Jenny McCarthy that mentioned possibly David Spade could be leading in that direction, because he did mention that he was kind of a joker in the clue package. So there's a few different things with that. The Llama sang She Bangs. So Joel McHale was mentioned. He is from Seattle, which they talked about, and as well, obviously he's a bit of a jokester. I'm not sure what the DJ thing has to do with that. But here's one I thought of, and I try not to look too far into these until we get a little further into the season. So I don't know if this person's from Seattle, but I was thinking maybe Dave Foley, because he starred on News Radio, which was at a radio station, so that would be the DJ thing. And then the Ace and Jack on the cards, he was a longtime commentator for the World Series of Poker. So, I thought maybe that could have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know what the 23.3 means. But I don't know. That's my best guess. Nobody on the panel mentioned that. That's my original thought. Um, but I don't know. I think maybe Dave Foley is somebody it could be. Okay, so up next is Miss Monster, the first female voice that we've heard from the show. So right away there was a can of hairspray on the table. Her package was sort of like theater themed. They were all like high school themed. So you had different classes or whatever, like for the Llama being a DJ, like the school radio station kind of thing. So this seemed to be more of like a theater type thing. There was a thing that said Monster Hits. There was a CD of that. There was a mention about the monster from the first season, which was the winner, actually, T-Pain, and how she gained inspiration from him. So some sort of connection there, maybe. I take that to mean maybe just more inspiration to go on this show, as opposed to like being inspired by T-Pain in her career. Because I think this is an older person. I think this person is older than T-Pain. When she opened her locker in the package, it was locker number 10. Again, not sure if that has something to do with it, but maybe an October birthday. I always go back to the birthdays with the numbers. I could be way off, but or maybe she had 10 number one hits or number one albums or something. I don't know. Definitely an older voice, and they were saying on the panel maybe somebody Southern just by the sort of way that she spoke in the package. I didn't quite pick up on that myself, but once they said it, I was like, okay, that does kind of make sense. They were saying like Dolly Parton maybe, which I don't think. I think that was Ken's. Jenny, I believe it was, said Mary J. Blige, which I thought was a pretty good guess. The song was Something to Talk About by Bonnie Raitt. Whoever it is, this is, I think, probably the best singer of all of these six. Nicole Scherzinger, I think it was, said Dionne Warwick as well, since we've had, Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle, these real big soul voices. I'm not sure. Mary J. Blige, I think, was the best guess of the panel. I didn't necessarily recognize the voice, so I don't know. I don't think it's somebody that, like Patti LaBelle was pretty recognizable. Gladys Knight, again, kind of recognizable. Even under the mask. So I'm not sure, but I thought Mary J. Blige was a pretty good guess for that. The robot was the one that was unmasked, but let's talk about the clues anyway. There was a periodic table theme in there, sort of a science laboratory. There was a skateboard crashing into a fire truck. They were talking about being a fighter, and maybe, some sort of stunt person. He sang Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz, and I wasn't actually sure who this was. I noticed that the element that they zoomed in on the periodic table was PT, which I thought maybe was the initials of the person that they were hinting at. But it turns out once the person was unmasked, he revealed, oh no, that's because of all my platinum records. So I sort of missed that completely. I was sort of on the same line as Jenny McCarthy and Jamie Foxx, who were thinking because of like the skateboard crashing into the fire truck, it maybe was somebody that was known for stunts, so somebody from the Jackass crew. Vocally, I was more with Jamie Foxx, thinking it was Steve-O. Jenny McCarthy thought it was Johnny Knoxville. I didn't think the voice was matching him, but I thought Steve-O was a good guess. Bam probably would have been a good guess too, but it turned out that at the unmasking it was Lil Wayne, which nobody got. Everybody was like, oh my god, this is insane. Like Robin Thicke was like, I've done 5 songs with this dude, had no idea. Even Nick seemed to not have a clue. So I thought that was cool. Now, like, once I knew it was Lil Wayne, I was like, actually that voice, yeah, I think if he was on another week or two, I think people would have started thinking it was Lil Wayne, because usually he raps, of course, but he does sing sometimes, and it's more through, one of the voice synthesizers, but he had this very distinctive voice singing Are You Gonna Go My Way? So made sense to me once they were unmasking him. But I definitely was with Jamie Foxx on like the whole Steve-O or maybe Bam Margera kind of thing. So I was way off on that. But so was the whole panel, so that's alright. And then the fire truck thing, they said about the skateboard going into the fire truck, that apparently is a nod to his hit Fireman, which I don't know, but I mean, I know some of his stuff, but that's not one that I know. Okay, so to go back to Lil Wayne for a second, the first song I ever heard of his, I guess maybe it was Lollipop, but the next one was Knockout with Nicki Minaj, which took place like in a gym in the video, and he was like boxing. So that could be a sign of that. They didn't mention that in the show, but when he was saying like, fighter, I'm a fighter and all that, that could have been a nod to that too. But all right, so moving on to the final person for tonight, another female, and that is the Kangaroo. There was a sign for the Outback in the beginning of the package. She talked about how she's a survivor. Lots of paparazzi after her. She's been in the news for the wrong reasons. She recently lost someone who held the family together, and there was a little bit of a boxing motif in her package as well, especially towards the end there. Sort of the, boxing kangaroo is kind of a classic trope or whatever, but I don't know if that has something to do with more her being the kangaroo or herself as the celebrity. But she sang "Dancing on My Own" by Robin, and really brought the whole house to tears, really. I mean, it was a very emotional performance, and she did a great job with it. I think this is somebody that is a professional singer. The panel was sort of talking about a few different people. The one that stuck out to me was when Robin Thicke said Iggy Azalea, because she is actually Australian, and she has had, at least, I mean, musically, she's had some hardships. I mean, she had a few big hits out of the gate and then really disappeared, and then nothing she's done in the last, 4 or 5 years has really made much of a dent. So that's possible. On the Australian tip, I always go to Kylie Minogue immediately, or it could be her sister, Dannii Minogue, which I don't know. People in America, I feel like, don't even know Dannii Minogue. But Kylie, people know her. I don't know of any recent, family trouble or a death of a parent or something in the Minogue family. But I sort of went that way with it. But I thought Iggy Azalea was a good guess because, again, we know her rapping voice, I think, more than we would know her singing voice, much like Lil Wayne. So that could be an interesting one. Nicole Scherzinger, because they said "I Am a Survivor" in the package, went right to Destiny's Child and was guessing, some more of those people that we haven't seen yet. Luckily, nobody guessed Beyonce this time. I think they're at least tempering their expectations. Like in the first season, they were like, "Oh, I think it's Barack Obama. I think it's Oprah." It's like, come on, dude. These people aren't doing this show. I think the most outrageous one tonight, just because they're on such career highs, was Jason Momoa and John Cena were both mentioned tonight. I think those are probably too high profile for the program. John Cena, I guess I could see more than Jason Momoa. But, yeah, probably not either of those people. But, yeah, I thought Iggy Azalea was probably a good guess for that. So, all right, well, that's what I've got for my first ever Masked Singer, unwrapping or whatever, sort of going down the list. Now, like I said, I think the remaining 5 from this group are the ones that are going to be singing on Wednesday as well. So we should have more information and more clues for you on Wednesday. I guess maybe I'll do one of these videos after every episode. I don't know. Maybe nobody will care. But I certainly love talking about The Masked Singer with people. So please, if you're watching this, comment below. Do you think I'm on the right track? Am I insane? Who are your picks for some of these people? Let me know. And other than that, I guess I will see you. I mean, there's tons of videos coming out on the show, or on this channel rather, like every 2 or 3 days. So there's tons of videos coming. But there is no new Connors episode this week, so I won't have a Connors video. So I guess maybe that also partially inspired me to do a Masked Singer video. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.